Geoffrey, good to see you. Now, how have traditional marketing methods changed over the last 12 months with this whole push towards digital?
Well, it's interesting. Traditional marketing, you still have that bedrock of traditional marketing, direct response, programmatic. But what's changed is how people are communicating on these new platforms, such as Snapchat and Messenger. One of the key things I find really interesting is that live casters now have the opportunity to cast their live via live video on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube. And this is creating a instantaneous direct result. So rather than using text or using these platforms, we're actually casting our lives. We're becoming miniature media channels ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, run through what do you think are the three biggest disruptive trends for 2017?
The three biggest disruptive trends, I would have to say, are AI, machine learning, what we're calling super reality, and convenience on demand. So with AI and machine learning, things like IBM Watson and other platforms such as Alexa, people are getting this frictionless commerce or frictionless activity in the home by using voice. What's interesting is how we're cogniting differently because of that. Some people treat Alexa as the fourth member in the family, for instance, and they say thank you to Alexa. Also with bots and AI recommendation engines, such as Netflix, people might not know there's a program in Netflix in the States where they have a camera facing into the living room, and they're using an algorithm to find out what mood you're in. Or you lean forward or lean back, and that algorithm is dynamically changing what they recommend for you.
No.
Yes, I'm not lying.
Really?
Yes, really.
So Netflix have their own version of Gogglebox to determine what your recommendation as it slides through on the side of the screen.
Apparently they've got like 100 developers that work just on the recommendation engine, and this is a pilot project. It is scary. It's a little bit invasive, and it's an interesting point is how far do you want these algorithms to take over your life?
Yeah.
So they're becoming more almost managers, the human managed puppet masters, rather than us controlling them.
I would hate to think what we'd be doing to that algorithm with my wife and I watching the same program and detecting two vastly different moods.
Yes.
And I'll probably choose the woman because she's got the power over Zappa. Look, all of this technology, I'm fascinated with the generational issues. And with consumers, millennials have a different way of consuming, have different sort of value sets. How does marketing have to change to really cope with that? For example, do they really have a shorter attention span? Or is that just a myth from old codgers like me?
Well, at Zeno we have a proprietary piece of research called the Human Project. And the Human Project, we've interviewed different cohorts. The first cohort of millennials, some of them are 35 now. They're becoming managers and they're becoming captains of industry. So yes, their attention span has shortened. Apparently the average attention span now is down to 8 seconds. And a goldfish attention span is 9 seconds. So we have less attention than a goldfish. But what's interesting is they really want to align with brands and companies that meet their values. And once you capture them, once you get their interest and they're on the platform, such as Snapchat, for instance. So Snapchat, the filters got millennials on the platform. Now that you can actually communicate and chat on Snapchat, they're not coming off the platform. And brands have realized that, and they're using branded filters or promoted filters to talk to that very hard to get to audience.
How are their values different to other generations?
Interestingly, it's not so much about what the job can do for me financially, is how, and this is very key when you're dealing with millennials, is how they progress as people. How it actually feeds their ethos and how they view their place in the world.
That's fascinating.
Yes, it is.
Geoffrey, good to see you. Thank you.
Likewise. Cheers.